Here's just a little quick video to remind you how to conjugate verbs in French. So a couple of things that we need to know when we start. What is a verb? A verb is an action or a state of being. So it's anything that I can do. I can play, I can run, I can eat, I think, I am. All of those are verbs. And we often talk about infinitives. An infinitive is the base version of the verb. We would find it in a dictionary. And in English, that base version of the verb, that infinitive, has the word to in front of it. So to play, to run, to be, to jump, to think. In French, there are three sorts of verbs, three different types of infinitive. But the most common one, and the one that we are going to look at today, is the ER verb. So it's an infinitive that ends in ER. You can think of the ER as being the equivalent to the word to in English. Now, if I want to put my verb into a sentence, I can't just take the infinitive. I need to do something to that verb, and that's called conjugation. So in English, if we have a look at to play, when I conjugate the verb, I get rid of the to and I put I in front of my verb, and that makes I play. I've conjugated my verb. I also can do that to say he plays. So in English, I get rid of the to, replace it with the he, and add an S on the end to conjugate my verb. What you're going to do today is you're going to conjugate verbs in French, and it's exactly the same idea. So when we conjugate our present tense verb, we need first of all to get rid of the ER, and what we are left with we call the stem of the verb. So in this case, JOU is the stem of the verb. And then depending on who is doing the action, we put on a different ending. So this little video clip here will remind us of the endings. So we always put the ending on that matches the person, and when we learn the endings, we learn them in the order of the people. So whenever we conjugate a verb, we learn I, you, he, she, and it are the third person, then we, you, and they. So our endings in this box here correspond to our endings for those people. So if I want to say I play, I've taken off my ER and I've added or If I want to conjugate the verb to play, jouer, to make it you play, I need to add my second ending, es. If I conjugate the verb to make it he plays, I add my third ending, If I conjugate the verb to make it we play, my fourth ending, on, nous jouons. To conjugate the verb to make it you all play, I add ez, so it's vous jouez. And to conjugate the verb to make it they play, I add ent or ent, and that is a silent ending, so we don't pronounce that, so it sounds like il joue. Most of the endings are silent, so the blue endings are silent, the yellow endings are the ones we pronounce. So put it all together, what does it sound like? Je joue, tu joues, il joue, nous jouons. So remember, our orange endings are the ones we say. Vous jouez. And blue endings are silent. Il joue.